everyone, I'm Tasya, Aldina Wulandari. I'm from third semester of English major, and now I want to tell you about my novel that I have read. The title is Matilda, and the author is Roald Dahl. Okay, first we go to synopsis. Matilda is a genius little girl who was adopted by Mr. Wormwood, the dirty car dealer, and Miss Wormwood, a bingo player. She also has an older brother named Michelle. When she was a child, she was very liked to read many books, but Matilda's parents never realized that. When Matilda was reading a book in a family room, everyone was watching televisions, and then Matilda was called by her father, and he tore Matilda's book. Matilda was annoyed, and unconsciously she had spiritual power and broke the televisions without touching it. When Matilda first entered the Crunchum Hall School, she met a very terrible headmaster, Mr. Trunchbull. She always punished children with violence such as throwing, putting in the cookie, and even hitting. But Matilda also met Miss Honey, who is very kind and loving person. She is both Matilda's teacher and good friend. Matilda reveals her spiritual power to Miss Honey. Then Miss Honey reveals that she was realized by a cruel and brutal aunt after the death of her father. Her aunt is Miss Trunchbull. He had the entered legacy so that Miss Honey had to leave property in a shabby and unsafe from hut. A few days later, Matilda and Miss Honey put their plan into actions, using their powers and to prank Miss Trunchbull. As a spirit and her late father, Mr. Honey, Mrs. Trunchbull was so scared that she passed out. After that incident, Mrs. Trunchbull was never seen again. Finally, Miss Honey returned to her father's house. One day, when Matilda was at Miss Honey, she saw her family rush from running away from the police because the dirty car dealer and Mrs. Wormwood of Mr. Wormwood. The end of the story. Matilda was raised by Miss Honey. Okay, and then we go to characters. The first character is Matilda. Matilda is a kind person. It's a little girl. She is very clever, kind, smart young people, and she is also main character. Miss Wormwood, the mother of Matilda. She is very selfish and indifferent. And then Mr. Wormwood, the father of Matilda. He also unconcerned, crooked, and selfish too. And fourth is Michel, the brother of Matilda. He was nosy and naughty. And fifth, Miss Trunchbull, a headmaster of Crunchum Hall, Matilda's school. She is evil, greedy, likes to torture the children. And then sixth, Miss Honey, Matilda's teacher and her favorite teacher. She is kind, compassionate, and brave. And then Lavender. Lavender is Matilda's new friend. She is kind too. And next, Hortensia, Matilda's friend. And then Robert, Eric, and Wilfred. It's a small boy who was tortured by Miss Trunchbull. And then we go to setting. There are two settings in this novel. The first is setting of place and then setting of time. The first is setting of place. This novel set in England to be British Crunchum Hall, Matilda's house, Miss Trunchbull house, and Miss Honey's small house. And the setting of time, there are every afternoon on Thursday, 6 months, and around the 60s and or 90s. Okay, next we go to the plot. This novel use a parallel plot. It can be seen when Miss Harney tells to Matilda about her past. And then we go to strength and weakness. Sorry, I didn't add N here. And the right spell is STREGHGHT. I'm so sorry. And okay, we continued. The strength of the novel, the book that won the Children's Book Award, is interesting to read because it provides sporting illustrations. The words are easy to read and many life lessons to be learned and contain even that make us wonder because they seem impossible. And then about weakness, the lack of this book is for intimate figure such as parents and school principal Matilda, who is Miss Trunchbull, who are very rude in about behavior and speech. Despite the number of pages of the vocabulary, and this book still feels heavy for children to read in general. And then we go to moral value. Moral value from the novel I put in this novel, we can learn from Matilda that knowing our own work is important to us. Love to read, learn a lot of and apply it everyday life because nothing can change ourselves apart from ourselves. Because that failures is just a bad day, not a bad life. Okay, the last is about comment. In my opinion, this book is very interesting to read. It's not only for children but for parents too. Apart from the many lessons we have learned from this novel, we can also find funny things between the lines, like the character named Wormwood. The character seems like a woodworm too, or maybe Trunchbull, the buffalo who is always tense so that she gets angry and boots whatever she comes across. Whether it's a coincidence of something or something that the author deliberately made, what I like the most is the plot is very interesting and unpredictable. I will like reading on each chapter. Yeah, it's all review from me, and I hope you like about this novel. I hope you can read this novel like to me. Okay, let's say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.